So guys, in this particular video, I'll teach you how to create a responsive nav bar with auto layout. So the first thing we're going to do is to draw a frame. So this nav bar is going to be used for a desktop website, a website that is going to be viewed on a desktop, not mobile. Maybe in another tutorial we'll do that of mobile nav bar. So first I'm drawing a frame. I'm going to make the height of the frame to be 80, so you can make the size whichever size you want. So another thing I'm going to do now is to make sure I put convert this frame to an auto layout. You see why I'm doing that in a bit. So while we're converting the frame to an auto layout so that it will be responsive, don't use a rectangle for this because it won't work. So just use a frame, then convert it to an auto layout. So the auto layout setting is going to be in accordance with the grid that you have set for your desktop design. So let me show you what I mean. So for this grid, the margin is 56 and the gutter is 24. So I'm going to make sure the horizontal padding is going to be 56, so that when I put it into this design, is going to lap. This one I did, you can see here the horizontal padding is 56 to respect the grid setting we did, because this is going to be used for a desktop, remember. So the top and bottom, you can decide to add 8, or you can just leave it like that, or you can increase it later. So the first thing we're going to do now is to add the logo. So this is the logo we're going to be using. So before we add the logo, you're going to make sure you fix this on fixed width and fixed height. Why we're doing that is because we don't fix on fixed width and fixed height. When we put the logo inside here, it's going to lock and hug the content. So let me show you what I mean. So now I've set it back to the way it was when it was not fixed on fixed width and fixed height. So once I try to put this logo here, you can see the frame hugs the logo. So we don't want it to be that way. So that's why we make it fixed width and fixed height. So now we're going to add our logo, and we'll make sure it's set to the center. So make sure it's brought to the center. This way I clicked on the frame and brought it to the center so that everything will be centralized. So the next thing now is our links, the links, navigation links that is going to be on our nav bar. So we're going to type it out. So now I'm going to type it out. So we have the home. So let me check the sizing we use here. We use 16. So I will use 16 for this, and I want to change the font style. Okay, sorry, there's no need to change the font style. I'll just make this black. So I'll put this in an auto layout. So I'm going to make sure this text is seated in an auto layout. So you're going to see why I'll do that in a bit, because we want to make sure everything is responsive. So now this is an auto layout. We'll call this link. We can call it nav link, nav bar link. So now we have the link. Then we're going to duplicate the link to as many as we want. So now we're going to just make it 6. So we'll make it 6 links. So make it 6 links. So with this now, we can work on the spacing between each link. So now the vertical padding, will just make it 0. The vertical and horizontal will just make it 0. The main focus is the spacing between. So we can just make it 32. So I'll just start editing them quickly. So I'll make this about also. So that is really going to make this responsive. So I'll make this mix and add mission. This one is going to looks and we see. So now we have our nav link. So we just drag it into this place. So though we have not set the space between yet, we'll do that in a bit. So the next thing now is to create our button. So I'm going to make sure the button is responsive. I'll just drag one of the text here because I want to use the text there to create the button. So yeah, for the button, just create sign in. So this sign in button will add an auto layout. So the main reason we're adding an auto layout, if you have watched my video on how to create auto layout with button, you know that's the best way of creating auto layout with button. So not using square. So using rectangle to create buttons is not helpful. So with this now I can define my spacing and it will all make sense. So I can make the vertical and horizontal to have 16 on the vertical and 8 on the 16 on the horizontal and 8 on the vertical. Then make it to have like the corner radius. I'll just make the corner radius to be 4. So I'll make this one sign. I'll just call it button 1. Make sure you name your element. Then I'll duplicate this because we also want to have like a login button. So I'll make this pin. So you can see the button is very responsive. So sign up will be this way. The login, I'll make it like a lighter shade of this color, then change this color and change this to like this. Let me just make it a little bit lighter. So let's make it lighter. So these two buttons are going to be in auto layout too. So both of them in an auto layout, spacing between them make it 16. So now that we have our button, we can now place it inside our nav bar. So now we have our content inside our nav. So now we're just going to set it to auto. So we just come here to set the space between. That's what I mean. To set the space between to auto, we just come to this place here. I was supposed to set the space between. We just come to this arrow and just make it open so that it will just create the spacing by itself. So now this one we're going to make it to fill container. So let me see if there will be need for that. So we'll just make it fill container. We can make the what's it called, the horizontal part to be hug and this side to be fill container, because I don't just want the bounding box to just be clip to the button. So let me show you what I mean again so that you understand. So formerly it was like this, the bounding box, which is blue box, was just around the text. So I just want it to just fill the container so that it looks more better this way. We can also make this one to fill container too, make this way. So I'll just make it to fill container. So with this now, this button is very responsive. So even if you're using it on a 1920 on a bigger screen, which is bigger than 1440, you can see the button is very responsive. So you can see it's very responsive. So I just type 1920 and it just grew. It's just like elastic. It just grew to suit that. So if we were to place this on a 1920 screen, it will be very easy. We can also use it on a 1440 screen like this. So if we were to use it here, so let me remove this and then place this here so that you understand what I did. You can see this laps very well. It laps very well to the design. It laps very well. So let's say for example I'm extending this page now to 1920, because whenever you are designing you need to make sure. So why this didn't grow is because I did not set my constraint. So let me show you what that means. So the constraint here, I'm supposed to make it left, right, up. so that it will grow, because everything here is set to constraint. Given the hero section, left, right, it's set to left, right, top. You can see there's a constraint on the hero section. So here too must also have a constraint when placed inside your design, so that the design itself is very responsive. So if I click on this now and make, if for example I want this page is to be viewed on a 1920 screen. So once I click, you can see everything grows, very responsive. The whole design is very responsive. So that's how to create a responsive nav bar with auto layout. So thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.